We're looking at these Walmart numbers, we're looking at these Home Depot numbers, and we're trying to make sense of what they mean for the larger economy. What do you think?
So what they mean for the larger economy is what the retail sales number tell us, which is that this economy remains relatively strong, that the risk of recession is there but low, but the growth is coming down. So this is a slowing economy, but this is an economy that's unlikely to go into recession unless we get another policy mistake or a market accident.
When you say another policy mistake, you're already suggesting that a mistake has been made. Ben Bernanke just saying that there was a mistake already made. What do you think would be the next mistake to be made?
So there have been 3 mistakes made, and your interview with Ben Bernanke actually pointed out to them. It is very unusual. I don't think people quite realize how unusual it is for a former chair to say this. But the first policy mistake was the mischaracterization of inflation. The second policy mistake was when they corrected the mischaracterization, they didn't move fast enough. And the third one is that they haven't been as brutally honest with the world as they should be in terms of the difficulty of soft landing this economy. So that is what's going on. The next policy mistake, I think, is going to be not to get stuck in the muddled middle between dealing with inflation expectations properly or alternatively dealing with the recession risk properly. The Walmart numbers are fascinating because it's the macro translated into micro, Andrew. When you hear about supply chains, when you hear about costs, the interesting thing about the Walmart numbers was the fact that they had overstaffing. That is new, and that's something to keep an eye on.
So, but just go back to what the Fed has to do or not, and I'm trying to understand. You think a recession can be avoided, and I'm trying to understand how you think that can be the case, whether that means just a 50 basis point rate hike, and that'll work, you think? Or you think something more has to happen? Or do you think that would be the mistake?
I think that first and foremost, they have to fully restore their credibility. They still haven't explained to us, unlike the ECB, why did they get the inflation call so wrong? And until they do that, and until they convince the marketplace that they have a better visibility on inflation, the marketplace is not going to believe them like it should. And you know my view, I said this in the past when short rates were 20 basis points higher, that the market overpriced how many hikes we're going to get. So reestablishing credibility is really important, and they haven't done that yet.
What's your sense of the possibility of stagflation? That seemed to be actually where Ben Bernanke thinks this is all headed.
Oh, I've told you for the last weeks, it is my baseline, unfortunately. Lower growth, higher inflation, and inflation that persists longer than it should have.